Hello and welcome to another edition of the online content series for Customer Management IQ's Customer Experience Online Exchange. My name's Abby Stern, I'm the event director, and the event will be taking place on the 12th and the 13th of July at the Meridian Piccadilly in London. Joining me here today is Ian Golding, Head of Customer Experience Improvement at Shop Direct Group. Ian's responsible for driving a programme of continuous improvement and measurement under the banner of Customer First. Ian will be speaking at the Customer Experience Online Exchange about a revolutionary approach to driving continuous improvement and achieving increased customer satisfaction. He's here today to provide me with a sneak preview into some of the things he's going to be talking about at the event. How does the OMI that you currently use to measure internal and external capabilities work? And if you could just tell us what OMI means, that would be great as well.
Right, well, to answer that question, firstly, OMI stands for Operational Measures Index, which is not the most exciting acronym in the world, but to explain what it is, I'll just give you a very brief story that 3 years ago, the sales and marketing director at Shop Direct Group said to me, are we measuring the right things? And what he meant by that was, were we measuring the right things to really understand if we were giving our customers what they wanted? And to cut a very long story short, we weren't. And like many organisations, we had hundreds of KPIs and measurements, but very few of those KPIs actually measured what our customers saw, felt or touched. So roughly 2.5 years ago, we created the OMI, which is an index of customer-facing operational measures that essentially are measuring the moments of truth that our customers have with us.
And Ian, how do you link operational measures with the tracking of customer satisfaction?
Well, this is, whether or not it's revolutionary is really for people to decide, because essentially it isn't revolutionary and it's not rocket science. But what many organisations don't do very well is link directly and correlate directly what they do internally with the effect it has externally. And so it's really important for us to be able to show that if we're measuring the right things that we do to our customers, if we improve those things, then we should see a correlating improvement in customer satisfaction. If we're not measuring the right things, we won't see the right effect, or if we're getting worse in those things, we'll see customer satisfaction decline. So what we've done is create an operational measures index that correlates directly with a customer satisfaction index, so the two things work in harmony together.
And why do you actually think metrics and measurements are such a controversial topic of conversation amongst the customer experience community?
Very simply, well, it's not very simple actually, but simply people get too hung up on the measurement itself. And over the last 10 years or so, there have been a number of different methods for measuring customer satisfaction or loyalty, from CSAT or CSI to NPS. And fundamentally, none of them are wrong and none of them are completely right. And the reason why there's such a big academic debate is because really every organisation is different, and it's important that you select the most appropriate metrics to the benefit of your organisation and ultimately your customer. We use both CSI and NPS, but for slightly different purposes, and we report a CSI score, but we don't report our NPS score. It works for us, it might not work for someone else. So the most important thing is not to get blinded by the marketing spiel, so to speak, but to really understand what the most appropriate thing is for your organisation.
Ian, what's next for Shop Direct in terms of customer service excellence?
Well, and I suppose the really interesting thing about our business is how it is really transitioning from what we describe as an offline world to an online world. And being a very old business that's a traditional catalogue mail order business that all it ever had was lots of paper and telephone, we're now seeing a significant shift from the telephone to online, to the point where our average online sales now is approximately 60%, so 60% of our sales are taken online. And so the important thing for me is to ensure that we are really understanding how we are, or how capable we are of delivering what we need to our customers in the new online world, and as a result we've got to make sure that these OMI measures change to reflect the changing customer journey. But in addition, it's really important that we understand whether or not our customers are happy with the way our new online world is working. And interestingly for us, we have just changed our customer satisfaction tracking methodology for that very reason, because we recognised that we weren't really understanding enough about how our customers felt about the very front end of our journey. You know, we don't have physical shops, we only have an online shop, and so it's really important we understand how they feel when they walk in, and most importantly, if they walk out without buying anything.
And Ian, why have you chosen to get involved with the Customer Experience Online Exchange?
I think very much connected to my last point is we are now officially an online business. You know, we are online first, paper second, as our CEO would say. So I think it's very important that we have the opportunity to show other organisations what we're doing, but more importantly for me to have the opportunity to see what other organisations who are transacting online are doing as well. You know, we are, as I say, new to the online world, as are many, but there are lots of businesses who were created specifically as an online organisation, and so we recognise there's a lot to learn, and so I'm hoping to pick up at least 3 or 4 snippets of gold that I can take back and implement at ShopDirect.
Ian, thank you so much for joining us. It's been really great to hear about the work you're doing at ShopDirect, and I really look forward to hearing more at the event in July. For further details about Ian's session and the event that's taking place, the Customer Experience Online Exchange, please visit www.customerexperienceonline.co.uk, or to find out if you qualify to attend, please call us on 44 for the UK, 207 368 9484. Ian, once again, thank you very much for your time, and listeners, thank you very much for joining us.